guys a decorate with me. I have kind of like two entryways, and this is kind of like an entryway room in our house. And I set up our fire mantle. It's like a faux fireplace here, and then I did like a gallery wall. And when I set up this space, I set it up specifically because I thought it would be so much fun to change for each season. And I wanted to share with you some of my thoughts and tips and tricks for changing things seasonally, so it's not like a big pain to change for each season. So come along with me as I decorate this space. So I have a ton of things that I set up on the floor. I made a game plan in my mind of how I want to decorate the space. So I piled all of the things that I am probably going to be using here in this space. I might have to grab a few things, but this is what I plan on using. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working with these things to put on the foam fireplace and then the gallery wall as well. I already changed the letterboard. It takes a lot of time to change out these letters, so I definitely only do it per holiday. And then this, I already put up. I purchased this from Kirkland's, and I already put it up because I had a really hard time finding a sign to fit the space, so I wanted to go ahead and put it and make sure it fit nicely in this space. Here I figured I could change out the wreaths seasonally, so I had like kind of like a green wreath for like the summertime. And then this, I feel like, is a really nice piece to be able to change out seasonally. It's really easy to change out florals. And then the other two pieces I had here, I showed in a video, but they were just like summer, like neutral pieces. Not necessarily summer, but just like neutral decor, and I want it specifically for fall. A little trick that I do is I use Velcro command strips to hang up things for each season. And then you just keep the Velcro on there and you can change it out seasonally, and that way you're not creating holes. The things I knew that were going to be staying permanently, like my letterboard, this hanging thing, and then this, I put hanging hooks on those. But the things that I knew I was going to change out seasonally, I just use Velcro strips because I don't want to create all these holes and it might not be the same shape. For this one, I actually did put a hole in the original sign, but I just used Velcro to hang this. It's pretty lightweight, and I knew it would hold for that, so that's no problem. So I'm going to go ahead and add the signs that I was thinking of using to the gallery wall and kind of play around with the gallery wall a bit. String. I'm just going to use the mini with command hooks, which is the smallest hooks that the command brand sells, and I'm just going to add it on here just so it looks like a little bit cleaner, and then I might move up the autumn sign just a little bit. Okay, so next I'm going to fill up this tin. This is from Hobby Lobby, and I really like changing out the greenery in that seasonally. So I have this pick that I got a couple years ago from Hobby Lobby, and then these cotton stems to kind of fill the back because it's pretty big, so it takes a lot of greenery to fill it in, and I always like it to look pretty full. These I've already used in tins years past, so it's already folded and ready for me to go. I just have to arrange it. So I never really cut my greenery unless it's a clear jar. I always prefer to fold it, that way I can use it in different spaces. But these I've always used in this tin for fall, so they are ready to go for me. The last thing I'm going to add is just something for here, I just have this garland that I got from the dollar spot last year. This isn't what I used in this space last year, and I was hoping to use something else this year. I want to make a wreath for that space that's a little bit fuller, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet, and I'm not sure if I'm going to find the things I want to use to make it on a budget. So I saw some people find some magnolia picks from Walmart, and I have been looking for them, and I have not been able to find them. So if I find the stuff I need, I'll definitely share a DIY with you, but in the meantime, I'm going to be using this just in case I don't make the wreath. To go ahead and decorate the mantle or like the fireplace area. This I normally, the olive bucket and the stand I normally have on this side, but I knew I wanted to put this glass pumpkin on this side. So a little trick that I have is I have 3 littles, and people have asked me in videos past, like, how does your decor not break? And I just try to place it in strategic places. So I know on that side, I'm going to place non-breakables, and on this side, it's going to be the breakable thing. So I know it's away from where the kids will be. So if they're running around here and they accidentally trip over this, it's not a big deal because it's non-breakables, but they have no reason to be over here. So that's kind of like my mindset of when I put breakable things and where and things like that. I do teach the kids not to touch, but obviously I have an 8-month-old and she's not going to know. So, and if the kids are running, they don't know. So that's one of my tips. If you have little kids and you're worried about that, just place it in strategic places that are not like a high traffic area, things like that. I got this pillow from the dollar spot several years ago when like the dollar spot first started, and I kind of haven't had a use for it the past few years. So I love to use it as like a filler in my olive bucket, because if you see it, it's just the burlap material, so it looks really nice, but it adds height to whatever I'm trying to add because it's so deep. I also have some birch logs in here. In the past, I've used them as decor, and I like to use them as decor regularly. This time I'm not using it because it's not the look I'm going for this year, but I like to always have them on hand just in case I change things up. I am known to change things up after I'm fully done decorating, so who knows, I may still add them to my decor somewhere. I also have a bunch of greenery. I have bought a bunch of greenery several years ago from Michael's. I have some picks, and I've always used these in my tablescape, but this year I did a few different things, so I thought it would be fun to add them here for like a pop of color, because I really like greenery added into the fall decor. That's kind of like part of my theme this year, is a lot of eucalyptus, a lot of lamb's ear, a lot of greenery. So I have the stem of eucalyptus from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to rearrange these while they're in the bucket, and they're already folded up to kind of the height I want them, and I'm just going to play around with them. Just for some texture, I thought it would be nice to add these to the olive bucket. Okay, next I'm going to be adding things to this tier tray and my galvanized scale clock thing. There are not batteries in that, so it is not the correct time And I want to add touches of greenery throughout here as well. Stuff that I wanted to add, I realized that the tray goes really deep and it's really hard to see some of the decor. Like this, it's a really pretty pumpkin on the bottom, and I feel like you can't see that with it sitting in the tray. And I feel like here you can't see the really pretty bowl with it sitting. So I have these things to kind of add height and texture to the decor, and that way it kind of lifts up and elevates the decor. Okay, so here is the finished product. I'm going to go through everything quickly and tell you where I got it from. And yeah, so this sign up here is from the Target Dollar Spot this year. I had another sign similar from the Target Dollar Spot last year for the summer. So when I saw this one, I knew it would fit the space perfectly. This sign I purchased from the Dollar Spot last year, or 2 years ago. They have similar ones. I just DIY'd the sign and I made it on my own. These picks, I think I already mentioned, are from Hobby Lobby, as well as the tin. This sign is from Kirkland's this year. It's not really a sign, it's a tray, but I thought it would be perfect for a sign. And I'm doing a lot of buffalo check and mint green, bluish colors. So when I saw the green and the black and white, I thought it would pull all of those themes together perfectly. And like I said, the eucalyptus and lamb's ear, so I thought this sign kind of like pulls together everything that I am wanting this year for fall. Then I mentioned this was from Target Dollar Spot a couple of years ago, I believe. Then this is just a letterboard from Letterfolk. This is here all year round. It's just from Target recently. Then this olive bucket Target carries every year. I've had it for years. The greenery is from Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I had both of them. This pumpkin was from several years ago, Home Goods. The beads are from Target several years ago. This faux fireplace I thrifted. I get a lot of questions about this scale. I got it for Christmas a couple years ago and I don't remember where it's from. I believe it's from Antique Farmhouse, but I'm not positive. And then this pumpkin was from Target, I believe last year. I got it end of year clearance. And then lamb's ear, Hobby Lobby. This pumpkin I have here for now, and it's going to be staying here, but I'm definitely going to spruce it up. This is from the Target Dollar Spot last year. They do have the same pumpkin this year. I am going to add more to it. I am looking for some buffalo check ribbon that I want to add, and then I have some wood, like a metal sign that I'm going to add to it to kind of spruce it up. So I'll show you once I do. I'll show that in another video. Then over here, this tray is from Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. I just added this greenery to add some height to the bottom part. The bowl I thrifted. The pumpkins were from the Dollar Spot a couple of years back. These beautiful ball jars I thrifted, or I got it in a garage sale a couple years ago. I just have some pine cones in one of them, and then some acorns in another that were from the Dollar Spot a couple of years ago. This is from the Target Dollar Spot this current year. I love it. I think it's really cute. And then I just have like a birch log there to give it some height. The little stool there I thrifted, and then that tiered pumpkin I got a couple of years ago from Home Goods, I believe. So I hope you like how this entryway decor space turned out. Let me know, what are your favorite places to decorate, and how are you decorating for fall this year? Do you like traditional colors, neutrals, green, orange, blue? What are you using? Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel because I'm going to be posting my fall home tour very soon. So I want to make sure you're subscribed so that you know when I post that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!